Hey everyone, it's Amy from Beyond Motion, and today we are doing a Pilates sequence with a foam roller. You do not need to make your mat in a plus sign shape, but for movement it's easier for me. You may not even need a mat on your floor, but I do. So all you need is a foam roller. Let's get started. We're actually going to start with a stretch. I don't know about you, but my hip flexors and quads get super tight. So we're going to start with the foam roller on the left side. I'm going to bring my right leg forward. I'm going to stay nice and tall, and I want to hinge forward with my body and the foam roller. I want to go forward and then slightly back. Now notice I'm not fully extending the front leg yet. Whatever we do on one side, we're going to do on the other. So we're just going to do two more here, keeping the shoulders back and down and the belly nice and tight. Notice how far forward I'm going and how tall my spine is. Let's just do one more. I'm going to stay here for a minute. Good. And back. Switching sides, I'm going to move the foam roller to the other side. And again, forward, keeping the shoulder back and down. Now notice as I push the foam roller forward, I'm also getting a nice stretch through my lower lat. Keeping the belly nice and tight. Also working on keeping the sacrum and the back, pelvis in the front nice and stable. And I want to prevent my foot from rolling either too far in or too far out. I really want to keep it as flat as possible. Yes, my knee is bypassing my toes. That is okay. You're allowed to bend your knee that deeply, if that works for you. And let's come back in. Okay, so now we're going to take it to the side. So not only do hamstrings and quads get tight for most of us, and calf muscles, but also inner thighs. So I'm going to have you take this foam roller to your left. You're going to push it a little bit away from you. You're going to take your knee and open to the right. I'm going to push the knee in and push it out. And again, I want to take that foot and keep it flat to the floor. And notice that as I'm rolling the knee and the thigh bone in and out, I'm working on keeping the foot pretty stable, so I don't want the foot to roll with the knee. And I'm pushing that out, getting this big stretch through here. And in opposition, I'm pressing here and also getting a stretch from this side as well, keeping the belly nice and tight. We're going to do that one more time and stretch on this side. And then we're going to switch and go to the other side. So a question I get a lot is, do you have to warm up before you do Pilates? The answer to that is no, but most of us have our hot spots or really tight places, and so getting an extra opportunity to stretch those out a little bit can be super helpful and give you a better range of motion for the exercises we're going to do next. So again, I'm pushing my hand down here, keeping the shoulder down, and as I press that knee forward, I'm pushing the knee back. Try not to roll that foot, and then I'm pushing that knee forward and back. And continually getting a stretch on that other side. My body's nice and tall, belly is in, shoulders down. We're gonna do one more stretch here, and then we're gonna come back in. Great, now if you are able to stay on your knees for this, great. If you need to sit on your tush, you can do that too. And again, you can always roll your mat more if you need more padding. We're gonna take the foam roller into the hands, and I have one hand on each side of the foam roller. I'm gonna bring the hands up, or the arms up directly over my head. I'm gonna side bend to the left, keeping both shin bones down, and exhale back to the center. Now typically I want you to inhale into side bending or lateral flexion. Notice the foam roller is directly over my head, shoulders are down, belly is in, and stretch. Exhale back up. Inhale on your way over to stretch, and exhale back up. Let's do one more each side. Inhale over to the left. Belly to spine, exhale up one more time. Inhale over and exhale back up. We're going to add a circular action to this. So we're going to side bend to the left, come forward, go to the right, and come back up. And other side, side bend. Now notice I'm working to keep the shoulders down and my head in alignment with my spine, so I don't want my chin to pull too far forward. And over and center. Notice I'm alternating the sides. And one more time here, over. I'm also getting a huge stretch through my shoulders because that's where I'm really tight. And all the way back up. Nice job. Okay, so we're gonna bring this down. We're gonna stay in the knees for a moment, and we're going to take the hands to the foam roller about shoulder width apart. Notice my thumb and fingers are in the same space. And I'm gonna push the foam roller forward and bring my tush back toward my heels, and then come back up into basically a tabletop position. I'm gonna reach away, hinging back, coming back in. Again, I'm getting this massive stretch through the lower lat. So all the way under here, I'm feeling that stretch, as well as the top of the shoulders. And as I hinge back, I'm getting a little bit of a stretch in my back as well. Nice, we're gonna take it on a diagonal now. I always think of a rolling pin when I do this step. So I'm gonna push away Now, it's significantly greater of a stretch through this left side for me. I'm gonna come back in. I'm gonna go to this side again to stretch. Come back in. One more time. We'll do 3 on each side. Feel free if you need to do more than that. Go to the other side and stretch. Now again, this diagonal. Now I'm getting a deeper stretch through here. You can see that I'm working to keep my shoulders back and down and my belly nice and tight as I reach, and my lower body is staying pretty still as I work through the upper body. Excellent. Okay, so we're making our way lower and lower down to the floor. I'm going to unfold the mat again, and we're going to take it to some bridging. And so I'm going to have the foam roller under my feet to start. Now, I always get questions about cramping in the arches of the feet and the toes when you're not used to using your feet correctly and you stuff them in shoes all the time or wear flip-flops all the time, don't drink enough water, or have issues with your levels of potassium and magnesium and things that help prevent cramping. All of those things can contribute to your feet cramping. However, the more time you spend moving through your feet, the less likely you are to cramp. So just make sure that you are working barefoot some of the time. It's super, super important, especially for the whole kinetic chain. Okay, so my feet, at the arches of the feet on the foam roller, I'm gonna be really careful that I don't roll in or roll out. I wanna stay stable here. We're gonna start, before we even go into some bridge work, with just moving through the foam roller. So I want you to be able to fully extend the foam roller when you're down on the floor and draw the foam roller back in. We're gonna do that a few times. Let your eyes be forward between the ceiling and the wall, and make sure as you push away you're exhaling or breathing, whether you inhale or exhale at this point. But I do want your navel to your spine and your back connected to the floor, and enough space into your chin for your fist. We're doing one more here. Great, and now we're gonna take it to a single leg movement. So we're gonna keep one leg in tabletop, using the abdominals. Hopefully you can see my abs are working because I feel them working. And one more here, and we're gonna switch sides. So I'm gonna place the other foot down, keep this one in tabletop, reach away, and draw back in. So when I reach away, I feel my hamstring definitely working, and I feel my abdominals working, and I don't want to feel this quad and hip flexor doing all the work to hold this leg up. I want my low abs doing the work. So I'm going to draw everything back in, and now we're just going to go into a little bit of a warm-up for a pelvic curl. So we're going to take this flat back or neutral spine, and we're going to turn it into a posterior pelvic tilt. So eyes are forward, feet are flat on the roller. You're going to tip your pubic bone up, sucking your belly in, and then release that. We're going to do that just a few more times. Inhale to tip, exhale to release, and again, inhale to tip, and exhale to release. And the next one, we're inhale to tip, exhale to peel up into a bridge without allowing the foam roller to move and trying to keep the feet stable. So I want my pubic bone higher than my rib cage. And as I roll down, I want to roll down from the back of the shoulders, keeping my eyes forward, and roll all the way down and release. We're going to do a couple more of these. You can do anywhere up to 10 if you're at home, doing this with me and not just watching me do all this work. And I have my hands off the floor so you can see the articulation of the spine. You can have your arms down, reaching long if you need to. And if you really want to advance the work, you can always take your hands at your forehead, which really opens up the chest and shoulders and forces the body to do a little bit more work. Excellent. We're gonna add on to this. So bringing the hands back down, eyes are forward, inhale to tip, exhale up. I'm gonna press the right leg into the floor, lift the left leg up to the sky and lower down, and lift up 3 times. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna bring it back down. I'm actually gonna roll down segmentally, 1 vertebrae at a time. Feel free to do anywhere from 3 to 10 of those. Lift up, exhaling, pressing the left leg down, right leg to table and lift, and 1, and up, 2, and up, and 3, and up. I'm gonna bring the leg down, bend the knee, place the foot down, and roll the spine all the way down. So before we were rolling the foam roller away, now we're going to add on to that. So I'm gonna bring the arms to what we're going to call 12 o'clock, where your wrist, elbow, and shoulder in a straight line. Back of your shoulder blade is to the floor. And as you peel the body up into your ab curl or crunch, you're gonna roll the foam roller away. As you come back down, you're going to roll the foam roller back in. So exhale on the way up, scooping up the belly button near your spine, and inhale back down. Let's do that a few more times. And reach, and return, and reach, and return, and again, reach, and return. We're gonna add on to this action. So I am going to stack my hands behind the head. I never want to interlace, I always want to stack, and I want my thumbs down the sides of the neck. Take my elbows together, apart, and find halfway. I'm going to take the right leg to tabletop, and as I reach up, I'm going to extend, and then I'm going to roll all the way down. Reach up and extend, and down, and reach, and down, one more, and reach, and let's do 4 on the other side. Feel free to do up to 10, and reach, and back in, and reach, and in. Exhale, reach, navel to spine, and in. One more, and reach, and back in. Nice job. So we're going to keep the feet flat on the foam roller right now, and we're going to do an oblique sequence. I'm going to twist to the same side 5 times. So I'm going to curl up, I'm going to stay in the up position, and I'm going to twist and come back to center, and 2, back to center, shoulders are back and down, 3, wide elbows, 4, navel to spine, and 5, and then switch to the other side, 5, and 4, I'm feeling this, 3, working to keep the foam roller still in the feet, 4, bellies in, I'm looking that way as I cross, and 5, and coming back down. Excellent. I'm going to bring the hands next to me again, extending the legs all the way out. I'm going to keep the pelvis nice and level and slide this right leg to table. Coming out to the sky, we're going to do some leg circles here, and I want to make sure that my pelvis doesn't move. So I'm working on the stability of the hip flexor, working on the low abs, the range of motion, and obviously hamstrings stretching for craziness, crazy stretching. 2, more flexibility. 3, abs are nice and tight. 4, eyes are forward between the ceiling and the wall. And 5, I'm going to bring this knee all the way into my chest and give it a nice squeeze. Stretching through that hip and extend the leg all the way out. I'm going to do the other side, floating in, taking it up, and let's circle around. So typically I will inhale into my circle, exhale out of the circle, keeping the navel to the spine, shoulders back and down. My eyes are forward toward the knee. Notice the body is pretty quiet, and let's do 5 in the other direction. Again, you can do up to 10 if you'd like. 2, 3, 4, and 1 more here for 5. I'm going to draw my knee all the way in to get a nice stretch and extend the legs all the way up. I'm going to take the feet to Pilates for your first position. I'm actually going to flex my feet back to my face and really feel the inner thighs squeezing together. Bring the arms up, inhale, and exhale as I curl all the way forward. I'm going to let that foam roller roll forward just a little bit as I increase the stretch. And I'm going to restack nice and tall. We're going to do that a couple more times. So I'm going to roll down as the foam roller comes a little bit with me. I'm going to take the arms up to the sky. I'm going to change the arm position, so I'm going to take them nice and wide. Think almost teaser. And as I exhale, I'm going to curl forward, reaching forward and stretch. And then I'm going to restack the spine, come back down again, and bring the arms up. We're going to do that one more time in that variation. Notice that I've switched from flexed feet to pointed toes. I can start with that flexed foot, open the arms to the side, and as I curl up, I can reach and go into a pointed toe or plantar flexion as I stretch and restack the spine nice and tall. Great, so from here, we're going to add on, and I'm going to take the hands behind me and hinge back. I want the belly nice and tight, shoulders back and down. And we're going to start in that Pilates V. I'm going to lift this right leg up. I'm going to tap and cross, lift, and come back down and go to the other side. Now, what am I looking for? I want the nice lifted chest and sternum. I want to make sure that my hips don't wiggle around. I want to use the breath and the core. Yes, my quads and hips have to do some of the work, but I really need to make sure that my abdominals are participating and doing what they need to do. Lift. All right, I'll do one more on the other side. Cross and lift. Nice. So we're going to draw the foam roller in, and I'm going to take my hands back to the hug a tree position. As I push the foam roller away, I'm going to open and twist, and then come back to center. And twist to the other side, and back to center. So as I zip the thighs together and work on staying nice and tall, notice that I'm keeping my arms level in height from one side to the other. Twist. Notice that I'm trying to stay equally weighted on both butt cheeks. Staying tall in the body. And one more to the other side. And twist and reach. All right, so we're going to come back to center. And we're going to move the foam roller again. And this time it is coming to my side, and I'm going to be in a Z-sit for lateral flexion or mermaid. And so what I want to make sure of is that both of my butt cheeks are flat to the floor. So if you need to roll your mat up and change, you can totally do that. And we're going to side bend over and come back up. And again, 2, reach and up. And 3, reach. On this one, we're going to thread a needle down and through, rotating through that spine. Come back up. And 1 more here. Over and twist and return. And let's change sides. So you've been getting all the stretchy stuff today with the foam roller. You should feel so much more open than you did before we started. Again, adjust accordingly. Side bend. Now notice I'm keeping my head with my neck and my spine. I'm working to keep both butt cheeks flat to the floor as I side bend and my shoulders down and reach. We're gonna do 1 more here and then we'll thread that needle as you come up and over and twist down and return and come all the way up. Excellent. Coming with the legs out in front of you. We're just going to take a moment to inhale. I want you to exhale and forward fold for wherever you can for you, and inhale to come back up. You're going to do that 1 more time. Exhale, and coming all the way back up again. Nice job. So thank you for playing with me and the foam roller and doing a little bit of Pilates work this morning on the mat. Hopefully this stretched you out a bit. Stay tuned for the next round with the foam roller for some more core challenges. We'll see you soon.